lead jammer, Rockits. Lead jammer, Harmony Killebrews. Hot on her skates, though. Hayes and Cantus, number 297. Those two have faced each other on the respective all-star teams, Minnesota versus Madison. Harmony hits it and quits it, calls it off. 4 points for the Rockits. We now do have the face painting behind the scoreboard here for a suggested donation. So kids, if you want to come on down and get face painted for a suggested donation of, you know, whatever you got.
Whatever you got.
Whatever you can get out of your parents' wallet. You know, come on down behind the box here. Check it out.
70s face painting. So like Kiss, perhaps, or
yeah, I think so.
You know, blue eyeshadow.
Sequin Destroyer on the jam line for your quad squad up against Commander Nix for the Rockits.
Little Miss Behaven's giving her a run for her money back there. She's got some help too, Guacamole and good riddance. Sequin Destroyer is your lead jammer for the quad squad.
Breaks through that Rockets wall and becomes lead jammer. Commander Nix pouring on the steam there. Both now on their scoring pass.
I have a shout out to my lovely Rosa. Nobody can down fajitas like you. Love you.
1 point for the squad, 3 for the Rockits. Now I know that these teams, they have to, you know, they don't necessarily like each other on the track necessarily when they're home. But I gotta think that Madison is kind of smarting from that victory that the Gardebelts gave them 3 weeks ago, and they want to get a little revenge over Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm sure that one does still sting. And payback is certainly on the minds of the quad squad tonight.
That's right. The state pride comes over team pride any day of the week.
Brokeback Jack's in the back there.
Jamming for the Rockets, once again, Harmony Killebrews making her second appearance, and she is your lead jammer again. Out of bounds block on Booty Collins. She's going to take a seat in the penalty box.
So I've been heard it was the sin bin. What do they call it up in Minnesota?
The penalty box.
The penalty box?
Penalty
Okay.
box. That's the legal definition.
Yeah, well. I have a shout out to congratulate Brett and Brian on their merger. Congratulations, Brett and Brian.
4 points for the Rockets, 0 for the quad squad. Little Miss Behaven on the line, number 69 for the quad squad up against Tegan and Scaria.
I love that view right there. And speaking of Little Miss, you rock quad squad, and you too, Little Miss Behaven.
Oh, that's nice. Somebody paid $1 to tell Little Miss Behaven that she rocks. Something that she already knows.
I get to do it for free anytime I want. It's so nice.
Tegan and Scaria new to the Rockets this year.
Look at this pack.
Moved from
solid.
Rose City out in Portland.
Wow.
You got that alligator at the front of the pack, folding back.
Slayhound and Allie.
Tegan and Scaria.
And Bones and Slayhound, fantastic job, Allie.
Oh, and that is going to be a power jam for Minnesota for the Rockets. Little Miss Behaven with a back block penalty. She's going to the box alongside Alligator. It is actually a minivan situation. Full box. With the quad squad. Rockets at full strength. And making it cut on through like a hot knife through a cliche. 5 big roller derby points for the Rockets.
It's pretty scary when there's only 1 or 2 of you out there against the full pack. I have to say, me and Buzz Tightrear, that was a situation we had a couple years ago.
I'm
Very
told that's
intimidating.
true.
Yeah. And she gets through again.
An additional 5 points, another grand slam for Tegan and Scaria.
Oh.
Taps through. Oh, and that's going to be a back block penalty on Tegan and Scaria. Exactly what the quad squad needs right now as Little Miss Behaven is released.
So what just happened there? So their jammer went to the box and...
So Tegan and Scaria is going to serve exactly the amount of time that Little Miss Behaven served in the box before she was allowed to go through. But a track cut on Little Miss Behaven. She came through in front of Mad Red by just an inch or two, but that is enough, and she's going to have to take a seat. So we've got a jammerless jam out here for a few seconds.
That was quite exciting.
So now all these skaters are doing out there is jockeying for position. There's nobody on the track that can score any points. The jam is called. 3 points for the Rockets, 0 points for the Quad Squad. And it begins anew.
Quick thank you to RP's Pasta, made with all the finest natural ingredients. From farm to fork with a conscience, RP's Pasta.
I like pasta.
Pasta's okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Okay, it's great.
Good
Come on.
carbs. We got
All
a
right.
strong pack, Battle Frog, who is a rookie this year for the Quads. Ooh, dance party.
It's a dance party. The whistle's blowing and time is going. But because there's no jammer on the track, nobody's moving yet.
This is
The
one of those
penalty.
interesting situations that if you knew the rules, you would know what was going on.
The penalty minute is over, so Tegan Iscaria is back in to the track. Gets tapped out to the outside, gets pushed out again by Hayes again, too. Now tries to wiggle her way through. And does, gets lead jammer status for the Rockets.
Mr. Osho is in the box for clockwise block right now. That one of the questions they asked us online was what are the penalties that they get, and a clockwise block is one of them. Looks like Hazen Cantus is on the way to the box too.
Also on a clockwise
Clockwise
block.
block.
4 more points for the Rockets. But hot on her skates. Oh my goodness. Lil misbehaving out there. Must have had the laser eyes in the back of Tegan Iscaria, forcing her to call that off.
You don't want those laser eyes on the back of your head. No.
So it is right now with 23 minutes to go. The Rockets at 28. Quad Squad with 1 single solitary point on the board. Sequin Destroyer on the line now for the Quad Squad up against Commander Nick. Sequin Destroyer making her first appearance.
So remember
Commander
when I
Nick's on her
told you
second?
about the engagements? How people get proposed to at About Time? Sequin
I do.
Destroyer. She was engaged at About last year.
Aw, that's
It's very
adorable.
sweet.
Lead jammer status goes to Commander Nix of the Rockets. Sequin Destroyer makes it through that final rocket wall there. Commander Nix busting through, calls it off. And this is a good psychological game for the Rockets because the Rockets are currently in second place behind the Gardabelts who played here last month.
That's right.
So they are going to be, they're kind of focusing on taking out a green team.
I think so. And Kentucky Fried Carnage is here on the, what's the jam line called again?
Oh, it's the 105.5 FM Triple M Jammer line.
Glad
And,
somebody knew. Yeah.
I like it when you say it.
Took
You
me a
say it
second.
so good.
Manning, will the outcome of this game affect the Rockets' standings in the Minnesota League?
Oh, no.
Oh,
No.
did you see that?
Very
She
good.
just climbed up the inside line there. That was kind of pretty.
She kind of tiptoed her way through and became
Yes.
lead jammer. Harmony Killebrews spent a season with the Ole Rollers and came in second place in the WFTDA.
Really? That's interesting.
Harmony Killebrews calls that one off after picking up 3 points for the Rockets. Goose egg for the Quad Squad.
I have to say happy bout day, Schmoopy, from Schmoopy.
Aw.
Well, you got to learn to love yourself before you can love others. Commander Nix making another appearance for the Rockets. And Little Misbehaving wearing the Jammer Star for the Quad Squad.
Gouda's out there right now, and there's a shout out for her. We're hungry for some Gouda. Love your friends.
Well,
Oh,
that's
there she
nice.
does. Oh, she did a good job there.
A nice little move there.
Yeah.
The number 014. That's Gouda Riddance. But not enough as Commander Nix becomes your lead jammer. Oh, Little Misbehaving tapped out by Madrad. Forearm, major penalty there on Madrad's going to take a seat.
Ooh, like butter. She just cut through there like butter.
4 more points this time for Commander Nix of the Rockets. She decides to keep on keeping on. Getting some bench coaching there from Daft Spunk. Commander Nix calls it off after picking up an additional 4 points for the Rockets. Bench coaching tonight, one of the Rockets' home team players. That would be Kilohertz. And on the bench as well, Daft Spunk, who plays for the Windy City Rollers, but is the cousin of Surly Bird on the Rockets. That's adorable. Family is lovely.
Quick shout out to John, Skunkface Boy, and the rest of the World Championship caliber track staff. Great job. You are appreciated.
Did they pay $1 for that? I hope so.
Nope.
Tegan and Scary up at the front of the pack having to deal with some stuff. Oh, and Thrill Show gets the track cut penalty and goes out. That is an unfortunate situation for the Quad Squad right now, behind by 38 points. So right now, the Quad Squad can move to full defensive mode, holding back Tegan and Scaria, pushing her inside, trying to push her outside, pushing her around.
Oh,
big hit from Alligator.
Nice, solid hit by Alligator. Brokeback Jack.
Bridging. And they do eventually have to let her go. The 20-foot rule comes into effect. So she is your lead jammer, Tegan and Scaria, for the Rockets.
A frustrating sequence for the Quad Squad as their jammer sits in the penalty box still. And the points keep piling up for the Rockets.
Looks like the Rockets are trapping Booty Collins in the back there. She's doing a good job struggling to get through.
Yeah, they are not. Quad Squad is not making it easy for Tegan and Scaria to score points there. Right up at the front of the track, Alligator, your last line of defense for the Green Machine.
Oh.
Holding her back. A one-woman army.
Nice.
Alligator holding her back. But 5 more points come to the Rockets, and that is going to be called off. Smart move there by Tegan and Scaria, calling it off right before Thrill Show is allowed back on the track.
Happy birthday, Jessica Kalshur.
Another birthday.
If that's not a Wisconsin name,
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know one.
What?
Jessica Kalshur.
Jessica Kalshur.
Wow.
Happy birthday.
Oh, I have a feliz cumpleaños, Maestra Jenny. Now that means happy birthday in Spanish.
Thank you.
17 minutes, 35 seconds to go. The Rockets lead 48-5 over the Quad Squad. No back is called, and Harmony Killebrews is your lead jammer for the Rockets.
Got a shout out. We skip Bo love you. Whatever that means.
Thrill Show makes her initial pass, and Harmony calls it off after picking up an additional 4 points for the Rockets, bringing them up to 52. 17:07 to go.
See that beautiful vehicle just on turn 1? That's one of our newest sponsors, Mini of Madison. Motivated, inspired, not normal, and innovative.
And man, if you have ever driven a Mini, it is one of the coolest, most fun cars to drive in the world, and it is a fantastic, fantastic sponsor.
They're super cute, too. Super cute. You know one of the Vixens was named after the Mini Cooper, and she was Meanie Cooper. Vixens aren't skating tonight. This is their bye. But you will see a few of them out in the audience here.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Brokeback Jack is lead jammer. Any Quad Squad fans in the house tonight?
She's a Quad Squad rookie for the Mad Rollin Dolls, and she's doing an excellent job this year.
But runs right into that Rockets wall. Betsy Rexy trying to force her out on a stick. Betsy Rexy totally like a magnet on Brokeback Jack.
Wow. I have a feeling we're going to hear the Rocket Wall a few times tonight.
They are doing impressive work. Right now it's Thraw Scientits, Tiny Neurotic Terror.
A fantastic job. She ended up getting all 4 points for the Quad Squad. That's going to bring them up to 9 and blanking Minnesota on that last jam. Kentucky Fried Carnage up now for the girls in green, up against Salvador Brawley. Number 5 o'clock for the Rockets.
This is Kentucky Fried Carnage's second year with the Quad Squad. I have a shout out. Te queremos mucho, Jenny. That was Spanish again.
Good for you, Jenny.
I think that means I love you or something.
Oh, Kentucky Fried Carnage is through.
Oh, I love you.
Second lead jam in a row for the Quad Squad. And a back block. Track cut penalty, pardon me. Track cut penalty on Salvador Brawley. This is exactly what the Quad Squad needs right now.
I think that's how you put your wig in.
Yep, it's
Quad
just what
Squad
they're
is the
looking
only
for.
team that can score any points right now. And there she goes. That's a grand slam for the Quad Squad.
And Kentucky Fried Carnage blowing kisses to the crowd, giving them just what they want.
Having to deal with Dreidel Robber and Mad Rat at the front of the pack. And that's going to be a multiplayer block on Dreidel Robber. 5 more points for the Quad Squad, bringing it back.
Nice job.
Hall of Heroes to the attack. Hammer Abby with the cross check. Mad Rat pushes her out to the inside. Kentucky Fried Carnage all the way to the back of the pack. Slow, deciding what to do. Another tap out there by Mad Rat. Kentucky Fried Carnage is through, and an additional 5 points. She's going to call it off. But right, just like that, Quad Squad is back in the thick of it. 24 points.
Very nice, ladies.
Nice job there by Kentucky Fried Carnage.
Woo! I've got a shout out here. I love Dame Judy Bench. Quad Squad activate. Howie Bowie. Who's that? We got to talk.
All right, Hazen continues wearing the Jammer Star for the Quad Squad. Alligator retreats. Brawley released, having to get Payman behind Alligator.
If you ever want to talk,
Oh, Hazen continues is through. Lead jam, Quad Squad.
you can always come talk.
She tiptoed around the outside line to capture that lead jammer status, and already makes her first scoring pass.
Salvador Brawley with another cross check back and forth there by Alligator, who has just been the thorn in the side of the Rockets Jammers tonight. Additional 5 points through. Salvador Brawley makes her initial pass. She can now score scoring points.
Then Hazen continues, passes the pack, and calls off the jam.
Nice job, Green Machine.
And 4 more points on that last pass from the Quad Squad. They are up to 33. Rockets still at 54. That hasn't moved in 2 jams. 12 minutes, 24 seconds to go in the first half.
A little bit of trivia here. Little Miss Behavin', who's on the Triple M. Go ahead.
The 105.5 FM Triple M Jammer Line.
She said, I have a great derby name, Buzz Tightrear. Who wants it? And she's looking at her right now.
That's right. Oh, Lil Misbehaving with that nice little cross check, jammer on jammer action.
Whoa. A little on the line.
Doesn't work for Harmony's your lead jammer. Little Misbehaving forces the call off.
That was kind of exciting.
Thanks to Malot's Pharmacy, locations on Madison's east and west side, and new locations in Lodi and Wanakee. Costumes, wigs, and theater makeup. Find it all at Malot's Pharmacy.
Commander Nick's wearing the Jammer Star for the Rockets up against Brokeback Jack for the Quad Squad. For those of you fine folks watching on YouTube in a couple months, the Rockets, of course, in red. 2 days, all right. And the Quad Squad in green, you know that. Lead jammer goes to Commander Nix of the Rockets. Multiplayer block this time on Betsy Rexy. Gonna take a seat. Brokeback Jack makes her initial pass. And Commander Nix calling it off. 0 points for the Quad Squad, 3 points for the Rockets. Harmony Killebrew is on the line once again. Up against Lil Misbehavin'. It seems like they're still good friends after that last jam.
A lot of healthy respect out there. Thank you to Our Lives magazine, celebrating the LBGTQA community and improving readers' quality of life. That's Our Lives magazine here in Madison.
Lil Misbehavin' with a feint attack there. Goes out to the outside, gets pushed around. But it's Harmony up in front, having to deal with the Quad Squad. Harmony, Killebrew's lead jammer.
So close.
Very, very close horse race there. Little Misbehavior was coming up from behind, almost had it, but Harmony picked it up. Some very closely matched skaters here between Little Misbehavior and Harmony Killebrews. Little Misbehavior jumps the apex, picking up the points.
She's so cute when she does that.
4 points for Little Misbehavior, 2 points for Harmony Killebrews. Nice apex jump there by Little Misbehavior.
So pretty.
She turned the tables and took the advantage away there. It has been, and will continue to be, I'm sure, quite a matchup between those two jammers. Now it's Thrill Show for the Quad Squad and Tegan and Scaria for the Rockits on that 105 FM Triple M Jam Line.
I'm just gonna let you say that all night.
Tegan, heading into this jam, is leading all point scorers, 22 points so far for Tegan and Scaria.
Still anybody's game. This is quite a close score here.
That's right, she's both. She has the power of 2 Canadians. There's that Quad Squad wall up at the front, holding back Tegan and Scaria. Bridging action. Back block, unfortunately, for the Quad Squad, and that's going to send Thrill Show to the box. And once again, Tegan Scaria is out there in a power jam situation with lead jam status. But now is the time the Quad Squad kind of pulls on the power, snagging her around.
Look at that. Battle fuck. She's just pushing that wall. That's kind of pretty.
That's some power.
Yeah.
To force 3 Rockets along. Rockets trying to separate at least one of the Quad Squad players to the back of the pack to force that track cut, or to force that 20-foot rule to come into effect. Track cut penalty. Rockets now with the blocker advantage as well, attacking the only jammer on the track. Slalom through, picks up 5 more points for the Rockets. That'll bring them up to 69.
Got a shout out here to Katie and Marge. I'm done with you, Mr. Carlson.
Mr. Carlson?
Mr. Carlson.
I don't think we're ever going to be done with Mr. Carlson.
I don't think Mr. Carlson exists. I think Mr. Carlson is a figment of our imagination.
I wish he would come down here and show himself.
I don't think Mr. Carlson is ephemeral. He's a will-o'-the-wisp. Oh, no, that's Mr. Carlson!
He's here!
Right there! He's wearing a very loud jacket. I can see why people are scared to be Mr. Carlson.
I don't know why anybody threw it.
We love him.
Just getting started, Mr. Carlson.
He's helping out the charity night. We love him.
Secret Destroyer up against Commander Nix. Rockets with double the points of Quad Squad right now, 74-37.
And Secret Destroyer is your lead jammer for the Quad Squad.
Commander Nix goes around the roof. He comes through. Trying to narrow that lead that Secret Destroyer has. Secret Destroyer making a move to get past Manila Ice. Buzz Tucker does 4 points for the Quad Squad, calls it off. Will it be in time? Commander Nix scored 2 points, but she did get a track cut at the end there. So that means your Quad Squad is going to start in the power jam position. Only team that can score points right now. Rockets ahead by 35, 76-41 with 6 minutes to go in the first half. So let's hear it for Little Misbehaving.
There you go.
Trying to build up that score.
Cotton candy.
Quad Squad holding it back, spreading out that pack, trying to force Rockets to have to let her through. Rockets bridging, makes it through, lead jam, Little Misbehaving. Quad Squad the Hall of Heroes. Oh, behind with the apex jump, 5 points!
Oh, so nice.
Neither squad moving. Apex coming down! Oh! Track cuts!
Oh.
Little Misbehaving! Go to the box!
And she hangs her head in shame.
She shouldn't be.
Unfortunate situation for the quad squad. Commander Nix is back out, but points were scored by the quad squad, which is exactly what they need.
Little Bones taking on the jammer. She slips fire. Alligator struggling with the work wall there. Whoa!
Alligator coming in back in behind Mad Rat and Storm Electra. Does a little pirouette there with the Commander Nix. Takes up to 5 points.
Got a shout out. Congrats, Nanny Stunner. The whole Chunk Nation is lucky to have you. Love you, little Ardina.
That's adorable.
Yes.
5 more points for Commander Nix. And an additional 5, just like that. Love is the game on the box back field. Does. And an additional point, that's a 16-point jam for Commander Nix. Building on to that Rockets lead.
And we've been tweeted another rules question.
Oh, yeah?
At Wisco Biker. She's wondering, what is a cross check?
Cross check is it's not an official thing. It's not an official text. It's just coming over from the side, trying to knock you out, knocking you to another player, knock you out of bounds, something like that.
So there's certainly a lot of contact out there, but it's the actual aggressive pushing of someone out of bounds that will draw a penalty.
Absolutely. Harmony Kilbrew's lead jammer now for the Rockets, followed very closely by Kentucky Pride Carnage.
If you have any additional rules questions,
4 more points scored by the Rockets, 0 for the quad squad.
rules questions can be tweeted to @AskMRD. As the debate continues.
Smurdy.
So, this is a fun little bit of trivia here. Since we've been talking about spirit animals, Brokeback Jack says her spirit animal is Jake Gyllenhaal. That's cute.
Brokeback Jack is her 7th jam of the night. She scored 4 points for the quad squad. Going up against Commander Nix, her 8th jam, who scored 38 points for the Rockets. Brokeback Jack making her move. And gets in front!
Nice.
Lead jammer, quad squad, Brokeback Jack!
She's having a really amazing first season in the quad squad. They're lucky to have her.
Nice tap out there by Storm Electra.
Her favorite sponsor is Really Sweet Co-op. That's one of our favorite sponsors too.
It's a great one.
And that just goes to show why you want to make sure you get lead jammer sense.
Right.
Able to call it off after getting tapped out there. Picks up 3 points for the quad squad, Rockets with 0. So the quad squad up to 56, Rockets with 96, a 40-point differential. We saw some very similar differential near the end of the first half of the first game. We saw how close that game. So your quad squad really easy to get behind them.
Yeah, let's hear it for the quad squad tonight.
1 minute, 12 seconds remaining in the first half for this jam. We'll go up to 2 full minutes. Tegan and Scary up against Little Miss Behaving. Little Miss Behaving around the inside. Complete jammer. Tegan and Scary push all the way to the back. Has to start all over again. He's knocked out in turn 1. Little Miss Behaving already making a pass.
Just what the quad squad needed. Oh!
Is it put in? 4 more points for the quad squad. Very nice move there by the quad squad, up by 9 in that jam. Rockets remain at 96.
Got some shout outs here to my Barbie. Happy 20th anniversary and sorry about scratching your car. From Ken.
Ken scratched her car.
That's two birds with one stone.
Man.
That should be $2.
That was the
I didn't
20th
get a
anniversary.
car.
I think that might be the
Every
last anniversary.